I apologize if my English isn't always 100% correct. Right. Around the half of the 16th century, the meaning and the value of astrology is beginning to change. Astrology is then being split into two categories: judicial astrology and natural astrology. The first one being about divination and prediction, the horoscope, while the second one, natural astrology, seeking and analyzing the connection between the macrocosm, which is the universe and the matter, and the microcosm, which is living creatures, as well as the man. Human beings, as all creatures do, belong to nature and to its schemes. Time is a ever-spinning wheel. Human beings evolve through 12 different stages on the wheel, the 12 star sign of the zodiac. In sonnet number 14, Shakespeare claims he knows about astrology very well. Not from the stars do I my judgment pluck, and yet methinks I have astronomy. Shakespeare knows about natural astrology. Filippo Melantone, who was a humanist and a theologian and an astrologist and a friend of Martin Luther too, taught about natural astrology at the University of Wittenberg. And Wittenberg, Shakespeare writes, is where Hamlet did study. Guess what? Hamlet, the most complex Shakespearean character. In all of his works, Shakespeare praises the power of nature, which is an imprint you cannot erase or ignore. Thou nature art my goddess. This is King Lear. Also, in all of his works, Shakespeare proves to know very well what it means to be born either under Mars or under Saturn or under Taurus. While recognizing the substantial imprint of nature, natural astrology does not keep free will out. Not only man is able to choose between bad or good, but he really has to. What should I do? That's why all great Shakespearean characters are always on the crossroad. What am I to do? Conscience is the one thing to tell us exactly what to choose. Or it could come and blame us for the wrong choice. Or it freezes us, paralyzed in a non-choice. When we go wrong, all we can do then is to plead for mercy. Shakespeare says mercy is the most divine quality. That is what St. Paul did write about. Mercy is attribute to God himself, Merchant of Venice. Shakespeare knew about the scheme of the zodiac very well. In Measure for Measure, Angelo talks about trial. And as we all know, we have there 12 members of the jury. Why 12? I dare think the 12 members of the Anglo-Saxon jury symbolize the 12 star sign. They are a sort of heritage of the ancient vision of perfection and of the wholeness of the universe, which is then divided into 12 ministers, each of these there to judge according to its own nature and its own qualities. Only the perfect defendant, collecting all of the 12 verdicts of innocence, can really be acquitted. Because the perfect defendant is innocent to the entire universe. So if you ask me, Shakespeare was inspired by the 12 signs of the zodiac once he created his most important characters. Let's see how. We are in Villa Torlonia, sitting under the Egyptian obelisk where we find the symbol of Aries. Alice is defined by astrology as the all-beginning spark, the Big Bang that starts the world. Is the day so young? It's about drive, courage, action, impulse. It doesn't stop until the door has been broken through. That is Romeo. What light through yonder window breaks? He starts, alone. He does not linger on thoughts. Go! Heat and passion, no holding back. He wants to set all of his anger free. He feels inappropriate. That's why love means just desiring the object to him. It is the East, and Juliet is the sun. He's destined, as all Arises are, to eventually push for the last time, and then to give up.
Thou desperate pilot, now at once run on the dashing rocks, thy seasick weary bark.
We are in Villa Borghese, speaking about labyrinth, boundaries, limits. We talk about the Minotaur and Taurus. Small lakes over there. Prospero's island in the Tempest. An island is the most confined piece of earth, a piece of land with water all around. It takes patience and determination to model matter and stuff. Taurus is placid and controlled. Everything slowly finds its own place. Taurus means observing. He starts from his own reality and what's around him, and then he goes on interpreting even his own dreams. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Everything comes from us, and to us it comes back. Taurus means nature, pausing. He is weirdly anxious. He hears a dark voice calling on to him which says, "You will have to eventually leave Mother Earth and nature."
Now my charms are all o'erthrown, at what strength I have is mine own, which is most faint, and my ending is despair.
I do much wonder that one man, seeing how much another man is a fool when he dedicates his behaviors to love, will become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love.
Now is the winter of our discontent made glorious summer by the son of York. By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world. I, measuring his affections by my own, which then most sought where most might not be found, how this will grieve you when you shall come to clearer knowledge that you thus have published me. What's this? What's this? Is this her fault or mine?
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father, refuse thy name, or if thou wilt not, be but sworn my love, and I no longer be a Capulet.
I talk of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy. The rest is